Winning a state championship in basketball is hard enough. There's over 10,000 teams in the United States, and each year they get together and their goal is winning a state championship. But imagine winning with only 6 players on your roster. Well, this team did it. Easily. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Brian, and welcome to GT Sports. This is a crazy thing that happened in the sport of high school basketball. Now first, we must go to the location of where it all went down. It was March 2014 in Eugene, Oregon, home of the Oregon Ducks, and the place that held the Oregon 5A state championship basketball game. The two teams that played were the Jefferson Democrats and the hometown team, the Churchill Lancers. Both teams were really good squads, with Jefferson being ranked in the top 100 teams in the nation. Despite it being a state championship game though, Jefferson was the heavy favorite as they had essentially dominated everybody that season. Their only loss was a close one to Rainier Beach, a Washington State champion and ranked 5th in the nation. Jefferson was a team that should have been playing top nationally ranked teams, not top state ranked teams. So Jefferson is a very historical team for basketball in the state of Oregon. They've won many different state titles, and in fact, their 2009-2010 season, they won the state title, and that may have been one of the best teams in Oregon high school basketball history, where they had 2 future NBA players, Terrence Ross and Terrence Jones, on the same roster. That is crazy to have 2 guys on your team who would eventually have multiple 10-point per game averages in the NBA. That is like a huge unfair competitive advantage, but Jefferson, of course, is a very historical team. That's why they're predicted to be the ones to win and have a huge heavy favorite. But them being heavy favorites was flipped upside down just hours before the game. A mass suspension was levied on the squad. With more than half the team suspended, Jefferson was forced to play the state championship game with only 6 players. Now, they did keep 4 of their 5 starters and their best player, Silas Melson, who now averages 11 points a game for Gonzaga. But just imagine trying to play a game with only 6 players, only one person to be substituted in. I remember when my team had to play with only 7 players back in the 8th grade, and that was hard enough, but at least the team we played was a scrub team. But only 6 players against a state championship caliber team? That's crazy. Now, Jefferson showed they did truly deserve a national ranking, as they bested Churchill 69-64. But what if I told you that Jefferson actually won pretty easily and never trailed the entire game? In fact, this depleted squad held a 22-point lead at halftime. I don't care who you are, if you are losing to a team with just 6 players, that is embarrassing. Now yes, Churchill did close the gap in the second half, but that is solely due to the fact of how tired the Jefferson players were getting. 2 players on Jefferson actually played the entire game with no rest, no substitution. Now that is dedication, and that proves that these 2 guys, they wanted that state title more than anything. I can't imagine how good it must have felt for these dudes to pull away with a state title, all that emotion in one game, but just imagine how out of hand this game would have gotten if Jefferson had their full squad. All 12 or 13 players, 30, 40, maybe in a 50-point blowout, who knows? But all we do know is that this team won a state championship with only 6 players. Okay guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I really do like this story, and it never ceases to amaze me whenever I think about it. But anyways, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys all have an amazing day.